Hello my fellow gamers and welcome to Paraphilosophy Videos. Today we are continuing our let's play in the indie game called Industries of Titan. I have told you in the first episode that I'm going to have to restart this let's play every time a new version is out. And yesterday there was a new version of the game, so I have had to actually start up a new game and I have played up to the point and a little bit beyond where I was in the first episode. In this episode I get to show you the defensive turret, the energy pylon leveled up to level 3, the council monument, and also some more upgrades to the headquarters, where I have actually placed this time around the energy large generators along with the large fuel replicator, a small fuel replicator, and on the second floor once again I have more energy generators. Now these are creating a lot of energy, and that energy is necessary for the defensive turret, the smokestack, and the council monument, which costs a lot of energy. Soon I'm going to be attacked by an enemy wave. This is my first attack and it's probably going to happen around here somewhere, because this is where all my buildings are at. Hopefully this defensive turret leveled up to level 2 is going to be able to prevent this from happening and shoot down the enemy rebels. The energy pylon is currently supplying 24 energy and I have 27 in production. As for the fuel, I can check out here, and before the attack we can see that I have a negative -2 fuel production. This is currently because I have so many energy generators, large ones, online, and these are powering the defensive turret, which spends 6 energy. As soon as this attack is over, I am going to be able to shut it down, and then I won't be spending so much fuel because I won't have so many large energy generators online. But having a minus of production of fuel is not a problem, because I have a lot of fuel tanks that I have built on this first floor and they are supplying the generators on the second floor, because I'm currently spending more fuel than I'm producing. Over here you can see that I have managed to reach an isotope patch with one of my workers, and I'm currently mining 2 mineral patches. I do have a lot of population and I currently have 2 citizens left open, so I can choose one of these ships. I can get this one and I'll get 2 citizens, and I can do the same with this one. But if I choose this one, I'll get an isotope and a mineral along with some waste, so I'm going to choose this one. I currently have 19 influence and I'm going to soon get a lot more because I'm using the council monument building. This one grants 1 influence per minute alongside with the current and default that you get from the council. And every time you level up this building and the upgrade costs a lot of isotopes, you can get even more influence. And here's the first enemy, the Light of Rhea. He has a lot of HP and hopefully my defensive turret is going to be able to hold off this attack and defeat him before it is damaged. At level 2 it should be able to deal with 1 enemy. But as soon as this wave is finished and I have more resources, I'm going to be building more of these defensive turrets to cover all of my buildings. Currently the smokestack is a little bit exposed, but it should be able to be defended if the enemy reaches this red circle, which is the effective range of this turret. As you can see, it is going to be able to defend, especially considering the fact that it's being repaired by one of my personnel. You can see it over here. The employee is repairing it as it's being shot by the enemy, so it should survive this conflict no problem. It is at level 2 and it is doing more damage than the rebel ship, who has only 1 weapon installed. So we are going to survive this attack, but we should think about expanding. And the enemy has been blown up. The defensive turret can now be set without employees and can be disabled. This will stop it from using 6 energy, which means I can turn off one of my large generators. And with this off, I'm currently going to have an excess of fuel and not draining any more of these fuel tanks. So with that crisis averted, the defensive turret is going to be repaired. I can think more about my economy. I'm currently earning only 1 credit because I do not have enough of the monetization platforms enabled, because I'm missing some of my citizens. I've used a lot of these conversion capsules at the moment to actually get more employees, and that is why I didn't have enough citizens to operate all the monetization stations. I could get 2 isotopes for just 4 influence. This is great. I'm going to get the ship. The isotopes are really important in upgrading buildings. That is why I buy them with influence points whenever I can. And so now that this person is going to get to this monetization station, I'm going to have 2 income for the credits, and we'll see this happen right now. There we go, rate of +2. And why do I need those credits? Well, I had to pay a lot of credits to unlock the council monument and to unlock the defensive turret. Also, to unlock the council hall, I need to spend a lot of credits, 300 to be more exact. And now I can trade influence for minerals, isotopes or crates, or I can donate isotopes, minerals to crates and even artifacts to gain some influence. With the influence I need to buy some more ruins, which I can use for either artifacts or resources. Currently I'm low on artifacts, so I'm going to see which of these buildings are close by that I can claim and get a lot of artifacts. 2 from this one, 1 from this one, I think 3 from this one. This is excellent. So I'm going to extract 5 of these artifacts and be able to get a lot more employees. Now, in order to get those employees, I do need to first have enough power. I'm currently using 18 out of 18. So if I want to make more conversion capsules, increase my employee limit, I first have to enable that large generator. But if I enable this large generator, I'm once again going to be producing less fuel than I'm spending. So I'll have to go to floor 2 and build whatever can fit in here. Well, this large one cannot, but a fuel fabricator, a small one, can fit in here. So I can make one here like this, and I can use the rest of the space for some batteries and some fuel storage. Now with that settled, I have 27 power at my disposal. This means that I can increase my conversion capsule limit, and then I'll be able to get more employees. Now I will also get more ships with more citizens, because I'm draining the life out of them literally with these monetization stations, and I'm currently at 3 out of 4 citizens, so I'll have to get more, and in order to get more citizens currently, I'll need to actually build more habitat pods. Now this piece here doesn't really have power, so even if I place this here and the conversion capsule here, this area here doesn't have power, so I will have to make a small relay here to get the power to them. And this looks like a nice spot for a small battery. Now the reason why I have batteries inside of my factory is because if I am going to lose the energy pylon at some point due to a rebel attack, for example, this building needs to have stored energy if it's going to be operational at all during the time which I'm rebuilding this energy pylon. The same thing you should always do for any building that you can, which is spending power on its devices, because this way you're making sure that you're going to have energy. I think I showed you in the previous episode that upgrading an energy pylon means that that building is going to lose power for the duration of the upgrade, which is why you need to have batteries inside the building so that it has an ability to be powered while the upgrade is happening. Here's another ship that just docked. It carries 3 citizens, exactly what I need, 1 isotopes, 2 materials, and it's going to cost me only 80 influence. So now that I'm going to have enough citizens here, I can get even more monetization stations. Now the thing is, I can no longer have any of them on the sides of the factory floor. I will have to build them on the inside. But I do not like building on the inside, because then I'm wasting space just for them to be able to walk through here to get to those devices. As you can see here, if I were to place it, for example, here, I would have to have a path open from here to this monetization station. This is something that I do not wish to do, so I'm going to build another factory next to this one, get a lot more space this way, and then I'm going to connect these 2 factories and get a lot more floor space. Since I do have a lot more citizens now and I have a lot of artifacts, I can get 2 more employees from the conversion capsules. So I'm going to use 2 red artifacts and 2 citizens to get more employees. With the more employees, I'm going to be able to get another defensive turret, man it, and also to explore more ruins, salvage them or extract them. Now that the council monument is up to level 2, you can see that it's spending 12 power and it's granting me 1.5 influence point per minute. Now the next enemy attack is going to be in 6 minutes, but since I'm playing on the survival mode, they will keep attacking me forever. This is just a question of how long can I keep this up. If I were to play a normal mode, under this next attack enemy would be a tooltip saying how many enemy bases there are in my vicinity, and as soon as a base gets under my command influence, that base gets removed from the game. I would be expanding my influence using the command center if I were playing a normal game, and then I could tear down those rebel bases one by one by placing my influence over them. But since, like I said, this is a survival game, I do not have to spend money on command centers, I just need to get defensive turrets. As now I am at 11 employees out of 11, I need to see can I get some more ships with, for example, more minerals, isotopes. This one looks good. 17 waste, but I am burning waste at a good rate, so I can use my influence to get the ship, even though it doesn't have any personnel, and I'll wait to see when a ship comes up that I can get more citizens. Now I am gaining just 2 crates, and I do have some energy left over. The factory has been finished, so I can start more monetization stations as soon as I connect these 2 buildings. So I'm going to connect these 2 factories, they're going to become one and give me more floor space than if they were just separated like they used to be. Because all those devices are draining a lot of energy, I have to think about getting more energy to supply my future defensive turrets. So as soon as these factories connect, I'm going to use the space that was in the middle of the first factory to build more energy generators and batteries. I can now see that my habitat pods and capsule pods are onto this side here, and that they are actually spending this floor space here for the movement itself. So if I do not wish to now actually destroy these, what I can do is just turn all the new buildings onto this path, and this way this entire path can be used just for movement. It is wasting a little bit of space, but when you're connecting factories after you have already filled up the first factory, this is how it has to be. Now while I wait for that to be built and I wait for the resources from this latest ship to be picked up at the spaceport, you can see that there I have 3 minerals, 5 isotopes and 19 waste. I need to wait a while and upgrade this defensive turret to the next level. It's going to require more energy, but it's going to have a higher tracking range and it's going to have a higher ammo capacity. Now I'm going to upgrade it before the next enemy attack happens, and this building alone should be able to defend at level 3 against the next enemy attacker. As soon as that wave is done, I'm going to actually build another defensive turret, and then I'm going to have 2 defensive turrets. Now currently I have a problem because I have a lot of waste piled up here, and until one of my employees cleans up this waste, I think this one will now. Thank you, Elm. He's going to clean that up, and then I'm going to be able to place more energy generation there. I still haven't been attacked, so that's good. We just have to wait for Kyle and L to finish cleaning this up. I can place an energy generator here, and I think I could even place another small one like this, and then I should actually pause this one because I won't be able to access this area here. This is where I will put more batteries, and when those are finished I will make this energy generator and use up this area over here as well. Then we'll have enough energy to cover all the buildings, but I'm only currently up above my rate of production because of the energy status of the turret using 8. And if we take a look at the energy pylon, it's 34 out of 27, so if we take out the 8 that we are using for the defensive turret at level 3, we would be using only 26. Now with the increased capacity from this latest energy generator, I am at 34 out of 33. As soon as this battery is finished, and it is, I will build this battery, and then I'll build this energy generator, and then we'll be above the limit. As for this area here, I'm actually going to use, I think, a storage container medium here. Going to pause it for now. Oh, they seem to be under attack. Yeah, there we go. Freedom, level 1 weaponry, so we should be able to take him out. We'll of course order up repairs for the turret. But I think at level 3 this turret is going to be able to take this one out easily. Oh yeah, that's like a quarter of HP from the Freedom K1 in one shooting. So this one shoots a bit more often, but when this one shoots, you can see it reloading here. When it shoots, it takes a lot of its HP. There we go. So we just survived our second assault. The turret is going to be repaired. I might as well turn it offline for now. We do have now 2 batteries here. We can build a smaller generator here. And once that's finished, we can do some more batteries here, and then the storage container here. We'll leave this area here empty so that the storage container can be accessed. Considering I have a lot of influence points, I can start getting rid of these ruins in my neighborhood, so I'm going to claim this one, and considering it holds artifacts, I'm going to do extraction. Over here at the smokestack, I can now have 2 employees, and they should be able to burn a lot more waste and to do it a lot faster. Currently I have enough employees, the smokestack is fully operational. I have employees for the defense turret, and I have enough, I think soon actually, I'm going to have enough for another defensive turret. Now in order to get more resources, I should try and find one of these buildings which holds a lot of resources, claim it, or I could just claim another mineral patch and send one of my employees there to operate it and extract minerals. But if I want to get minerals fast, I can find one of these that I can claim and salvage, although I am getting low on artifacts as well, but I am not planning on getting more employees, so I don't really need to go for more artifacts. So considering that I do have a lot more influence, I can just go for this mineral patch here, claim it, and send one of my employees to work on it and get me more minerals. This one has 3 left, this one has 1 left, so these 2 are going to be drained very soon, so I'll probably get this one as well as soon as I have 20 points. There we go, I claimed it and sent one of my employees there. I now have enough minerals to make another defensive turret. The only question is, where do I build it? Where I'm going to build it, where I'm going to be building more buildings. And I do have a lot of space here, but this is where the smokestack is. And if I were to make, for example, energy plant here, it would be right in the middle of that large red area here that is toxic gas coming out from the smokestack. So do not wish to build any buildings who are going to hold employees here, because they're going to get sick from all the pollution. So I'm going to be building my buildings up here, and that means the next defensive turret will also be up here to prevent any damage to those buildings. So in order to get the turrets to provide me maximal coverage, this one covers up to here, and I should build an additional one here, and this way all of these fields can be mined and then turned into buildings. So my next defensive turret is going to go up here, and I do have a lot of resources and isotopes, so I can also upgrade it. Now I need to check my power, and currently I'm using 29 out of 27. So why is this so? Well, if I take a look at the factory, these two energy generators are offline. They say not enough fuel. So what exactly is the problem here? Well, this building itself is not producing any fuel. It can only get the fuel from the fuel tanks. But all my fuel tanks are empty because I was constantly using more fuel than I was generating, which means I have to go to floor 2 and build another fuel fabricator. Once that is built, I am going to be able to produce once more fuel. As my power needs have grown, I should also increase some of my fuel production. But since I don't wish to be wasting any more factory or headquarters space for fuel, I'm actually going to go to power, find a fuel turbine and create this one. I'm going to pay 400 resources to be able to build it, and then I'll be able to get 10 fuel out of this building. I'm going to place it up here, and it's going to be producing 10 fuel, which is going to be enough to cover all of my current needs. You can see that the energy generator is up and running once again. This is because inside of the headquarters on the second floor, I finished the production of the fuel fabricator, this latest device, and I'm currently global usage at 11 out of 11. This latest and the smallest energy generator is still going to be offline because there just isn't enough fuel for it. But once fuel turbine is built, it is also going to come online. Now, with the enemy attack imminent, my second defensive turret being finished and my fuel turbine in production, I think this is a great opportunity to stop this second episode. Thank you all for watching and stay tuned for more.